guys, I am back. So let's talk about soap nails. Like, what the crap are soap nails? So this is from 𝑻𝒊𝒔𝒉's site. I just googled it, and soap nails apparently are the latest manicure trend, embracing a clean, minimal, and effortlessly polished look. It features short, neatly shaped nails painted in soft, nude, or sheer shades that mimic the fresh, natural beauty of clean skin. And I was like, okay, so all right, I thought maybe they had some examples, but no. And so I came upon this. I subscribed to Birdie, BYRDIE emails, and so it was in there. And I was like, let me just Google a little bit more. So apparently I couldn't find anybody with my skin tone except for this person right here. And it looked more like a nude. So what's on my nails right now is an Essie nail polish. It's called Fairy Taylor. This is more of a milky color to me, like a milky white, even though the bottle looks pink. And so I was like, okay, well, let's see what I got. And so have this color from IGel Beauty. It's a dip powder color called Satin Ribbon. And so again, it's supposed to kind of mimic your skin tone, but I didn't want to put that dark of a color on my nails. I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna nail this look or not. So since Satin Ribbon was a little too dark for me, I'm mixing it with IGel Beauty's clear. So I'm doing 2 scoops of clear with my little salt spoon, and 1 scoop and some change of Satin Ribbon. I did end up adding just a tiny bit more of Satin Ribbon because I actually swatched it on a swatch stick just to see, and it's a tad bit lighter than Satin Ribbon, which with mixing it with clear. And so I'm going in with some pill base. This is CN Designer Dips pill base, which is a shop on Etsy. And I put that on my ring finger and my pinky. But when I did that, I noticed that it looked a little grainy on the nail. Like it had maybe sediment in it or something, which I know it doesn't. But I didn't like it. So on the other 3 nails, I end up using UNT Pill Off Base Coat because it went on significantly smoother. And so I wish I would have not used Peel Off Base Coat because I end up really liking this color. It's a nice clean look. Some people may even call it like a palette cleanser color, because I know a lot of people say I just needed a palette cleanser. I don't care, I like color, but I did like this neutral look. And so I'm just showing you the 3 nails that have UNT Peel Off Base, and the other 2 have the CN Designer Dips Peel Off Base. So I'm using Azure Beauty's low odor dip liquids. I'm using the low odor base and low odor activator, and so I'm applying a very thin layer, and these liquids are thin anyway, so which is great. I haven't dipped my natural nails in quite some time, and so I'm just applying a thin layer of that to the nail, and I'm taking that same salt spoon and I'm going to pour over. The reason why I'm not laying my finger flat, number 1, it's not a whole lot of dip powder in that little reusable container, and number 2, if you lay your finger flat, there's a potential that you could that dip liquid could move on the nail and smudge. And so I'm just going in and repeating that process. I just showed 3 nails on camera. I'm trying not to start at the cuticle area. I start close to the cuticle area, but not quite there. And so again, I'm just pouring over it. And with low odor dip liquids, a lot of times they do have a tendency to dry a little bit slower, so please keep that in mind. I'm just using a cuticle cleanup tool here. I don't know if there's a whole lot that I really needed to clean up, because sometimes like, what are you cleaning up? After I went back and looked at the footage, but I really wasn't cleaning up anything. And so with my thumbnail, again, that's the last nail that I show on camera. I did my ring finger and my pinky off camera. And so again, just repeating that process. And in between the dips, I only do 2 layers of dip color, and this was enough to do 2 layers of dip color. You don't need a whole lot. A little bit goes a long way. And so I give that a few minutes to dry, probably about 1 minute in between each coat. I'm going in with a nail brush and brushing off excess before I go in with that second coat of dip powder. And so with the second coat, I'm just again repeating that process using the same low odor dip base. I'm going to add a second thin layer to the nails, and before I place my brush back into the bottle, I am going to wipe it on the paper towel that I have there, just because if there's any dip powder that gets on that brush, if you stick it back into the bottle without wiping it, it could potentially contaminate your dip base, and then it becomes unusable over time. And so again, just repeating that process using the cuticle cleanup tool just to clean up anything, if any at all. And I did notice after I finished, like when I went to do top coat on these nails, that you know, some of them I didn't get the sidewalls that great, but it's okay. It's okay. And so I do like dipping on these little nubbies. It's just easier. It's just so much easier. So we're going to see if we got this soap nails trend. You know, like I said, it's a neutral color that's on the nails, mimics close to your skin. But my skin is kind of, it's not dark, but, you know, I don't want to put brown on my nails. I thought that would just look like you got dead hands. And I don't know what I did with my thumbnail. I was like, what? I think I might have hit it. And so I was just cleaning out that dip that was underneath the nail. Because I was like, where you come from? Like, what was you doing? I don't know. I don't even know what I was doing to hit that nail. But again, this is the last nail that I do. So after I get all nails coated with a second layer of dip powder, I go in with a nail brush. Well, I wait a few minutes because, again, low odor dip liquids have a tendency to dry slower. And so I'm just, I'll go in and brush off any excess dip powder from the nails, and then I'm going to go in and activate. And when I do the activator, I just kind of blot that on the nails, and it doesn't take long to harden the dip powder. I think it took less than 5 minutes to harden that dip powder. So before I seal that base, I am going in with a lint-free wipe, and I'm just wiping the rim of that bottle, and before I cap it again, and I'm just making sure I get that really tight so that it doesn't evaporate, because if you don't have the lid tight, your liquids will become gooey as well. And so I'm just going in with my desk vacuum for that excess dip powder on the mat there. I still have to wipe it down. There's still some left over, but I just wanted to get most of that. And so here I am again going in with that nail brush, removing any excess dip powder from the nail before I activate. And I'm using Azure Beauty's low odor activator, and this is what will harden or cure the dip powder in preparation for fouling and buffing. If you don't activate it, it's gonna I don't know what it's going to do, but it won't be right. That's what I do know. You'll go to foul and buff, and that stuff is going to come right off your nails. So it does harden or cure the dip powder. And so whenever I'm doing the low odor dip liquids, I just wear a simple face mask. That works. And so they're not completely odorless, but odorless enough. And so since these nails are short, I just went in with a buffing block. I have a paper towel down, and I sprayed it with water so that it would collect any dust that falls off from doing the buffing. And so I'm just buffing the nails smooth as possible because I will go in with gel top coat. And I'm just buffing it, and I take that same buffer and I go under the edge of the nail as well. And you see me feeling the nail just to check for smoothness. I didn't do any type of fouling because I thought the application was pretty decent. I thought it was pretty decent. Now, if my nails were longer, I might be in trouble. But again, I'm left-handed, so it was easier to polish my right hand. And so here are my nails. I did go in and apply some lotion off camera. And so that's why I'm going in with this alcohol wipe to remove any lotion that's on my nails. I try to avoid my nails, but you know, sometimes you just get a little bit on there. And so I'm wiping with that alcohol wipe, let that dry a little bit. And since I'm using a gel top coat, I'm going to use a primer on the nails, and this is Mia's Secrets Extra Bond. It's going to act like a sticky tape so that that top coat has something to adhere to. You could go with a base coat, cure, and then a gel top coat and cure. But again, the whole soap nail trend is to have like a neutral color on the nails with a shiny finish, from what I could see while I was reading up on it. And so, yeah, I'm just applying that layer of Extra Bond to the nails, and then I give that some time to dry. I do have a USB desk fan, and so I just put the nails in front of the fan just to help with the drying time and to get that layer tacky so that I could go on with my gel top coat. And so with the gel top coat, I'm going in and using Melody Susie gel top coat. You have to cure in an LED lamp for a full minute. And so make sure when you do a gel top coat that you do cap the free edge of the nail, or it could peel away. Again, I use the Extra Bond, and then I'm going in with the top coat. And with the top coat, again, like I said, I do cap the free edge of the nail, and then I do cure for a full minute in my LED lamp. here are the nails after curing, nice and shiny. I did apply cuticle oil and kind of rub that in to the best of my ability. I like it. I like it. And so just to show you, I do have the satin ribbon swatch stick because that's how I picked out the color. This is the swatch stick, and the shade on my hands it almost matches, but the shade on my hand is a little bit lighter because I did mix that with clear. Now had I put a third coat on there, it probably would be darker. So I went outside just to see the nails in natural sunlight, and so I think it complements my skin tone well. Nice neutral, clean shade on the nails. So, you know, not my skin tone color, but you know, I think it complements it. And so the next day, this is the next day, I have two nails that have popped off, and then my thumbnail, I just popped that off. But you can see I mean, it's not exactly the same color as my nail bed, but again, I think it looks great. So please like this video if you found value, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and subscribe to my channel. It's free 99. So I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.